Rather than voting for objectives, can I like vote to kick off some of my players? Can I like vote to kick off my jungler or like my bot lane if they're like running the game down? I'd rather have that vote. Oh my god, wait, but like, did we not learn from our first mistake? That sounds so fucking broken. So I understand what they're doing. Again, they're trying to do the whole communication thing, but how does this benefit the game? Become an unkillable monstrosity over the course of a fight. Yeah, that's fucking tanks now, Riot. Why didn't we learn our lesson? They're literally gonna kill the game like Overwatch. All right, let's watch this preseason video, which is only about like 3 minutes long. I don't know if you guys have watched it already, but I have not. So I'm just gonna quickly watch it. I don't know if there's gonna be anything cool in this or what to expect. Is this just like a summary of what there is? Wait, are these like... Is this like the TFT, like, little guys that you have with you? Jungle pets? Are they just trying to sell more skins? Yo, he literally has a fucking pet chasing him. It's a change to jungle.
Let's dive into preseason 2023. There's no containing this volatile reaction.
Okay, they're bringing Chemtech.
Drake is back with some major changes coming off of last year. Each Chemdrake kill grants tenacity, healing, and shields. Claiming
tenacity, healing, and shields. That sounds still fucking strong.
Damage reduction when low on health. When Chemdrake...
Wait, what was that last part?
Claiming Chem Soul grants bonus damage and damage reduction when low on health.
Oh my god, wait, but like, did we not learn from our first mistake? That sounds so fucking broken.
Chemdrake takes over the map. Chemicals will mutate the jungle plants to give them new abilities and effects. Honeyfruit is enhanced to give a small shield without slowing.
I kind of like that, to be honest, though. That's a little bit more fast-paced than the initial jungle, the initial Honeyfruit.
Bloom gives move speed and reduces revealed wards to 1 HP. And Blast Cone gets blastier.
Wait, does this apply to all the plants, or is this like a buff just because of the chem tank?
But the genetically modified plant life isn't all that's coming next season. A foray into the forest is more fun with friends. Nailed it. Traditional jungle items have been replaced with...
Oh, it's kind of cute, though. He's kind of chubby. Look at him. That's kind of cute. I mean, this one looks dope, but like...
Traditional jungle items...
Look at the chunky boy. This is only for Chem Soul? Is there going to be more for the other souls? Or again, is Chem just going to be fucking busted? Chemtech Drake will basically have old Gore Drinker passive, but with added resistance. What the fuck?
Have been replaced with new companions that evolve as the game ticks on and grant unique buffs in their final form. You can progress their evolution by giving them treats, which are acquired slowly over time and more quickly by killing monsters.
Ooh, that's cool.
But you'll find more than just animal allies along these trails. Recommended jungle pathing will now show on your minimap for your first clear. Perfect for first-time junglers looking to learn the ropes.
Okay.
Vary with your champ pick and adapt based on player data every patch.
Yeah, so I knew about that they started putting the recommended jungle clear paths, which like it's okay. Like it doesn't really hurt the game. And if you're a skilled enough player, you'll know to when to change your path and not follow this. So like it's okay. I don't mind that.
Friend-focused updates you may now refer to us as League of Friendship. And no, this is not.
Yo, they actually evolve. Yo, what the fuck? This is like Pokemon.
Bait.
My guy Ivern has a fucking mudkip.
You can sync with your team to sync the enemy. We've expanded the ping wheel to include new options like hold, push, bait, and...
So you're telling me I now have other ways to flame my teammates with pings? Also, you that I feel like doesn't change much. Hold up. Wait, what are the pings?
New options like hold, push,
hold, push,
bait, and all in.
Bait and all in. Okay, I feel like that's okay. So I understand the communication, and I do think wholeheartedly communication should be better in League. But I feel like you didn't need this in the set, like in the way that, right? So for all of those right there, we literally ping like going there, right? Or whatever is on the way or going, right? And you kind of understand. Like, if you're good at the game, you know what that means. But if you're bad at the game, and this is geared towards like newer players, they're not going to know how to use the ping wheel anyways. You know? It's not like this is going to change the gameplay at all, because whether I put bait or not from my jungler to gank, or the jungler puts bait, we're still going to fuck it up. It's not going to do anything about our gameplay. My jungler's still going to throw the fight. But what's the difference between that and then me going in or on my way to that location? Like, you still, the same communication is there. About to become the master baiter. Got him.
While the vision wheel now has vision cleared and need vision.
Okay, that I actually kind of like. That one I actually think it is important. I feel like vision didn't really have many pings or anything.
Ping indicators to help with map awareness and control.
That is actually not too bad either.
Using an objective voting system that'll ease conflict when it comes to making big.
Don't agree with this, because no matter what, right? Okay, so I understand what they're doing. Again, they're trying to do the whole communication thing, but how does this benefit the game? Because no matter what, if we vote for an objective, if it fails, who is everyone going to blame, right? Think of me as a top laner, okay? I'm going to be split pushing as Fiora. Say I'm bot side, and I'm pulling pressure for us to get Baron, which is top side. They put up the vote for the objective, or I put up the vote for objective. All 5 of us say, yes, Baron is a good call here. I'm still going to be split pushing. Whether I have teleport or not, I'm still following that split pushing, creating pressure. And then they go for it and say it doesn't work. Now, am I going to be flamed because everyone's like, oh, you said you were agreeing to the objective? You know what I'm saying? Like, this serves no purpose. Like, you already know, if you know the game well enough, you already know. Like, there's no split decision. And again, if this is for, like, newer players, it's not going to change their mind. They're still going to play the game that they're going to play, whether they say yes or no. And if they say no, are they just not going to show up to the objective? Like, I feel like they're again emphasizing on communication, but like the wrong aspects or the wrong ways to make it work, if that makes sense.
Plays or not on the Rift. Now your top laner soloing Baron is a thing of the past. We hope.
Oh, for sure. They're not going to ping at all. I've lost all hope for junglers.
And reborn items coming to a shop near you. New mythic items fit for top laners and tanks are stocking the shelves.
New
All
items?
What really matters is Rod of Ages is back. That's it. That's the update. Rod of Ages is back. Mid laners rejoice. All right.
That's actually that. I like the way that looks now.
3 new durable tank boosting items are joining the mythic.
Why? Why do we keep giving tanks fucking items, man? Tanks are I'm literally a Fiora player. I do true damage and shred tanks, but I fucking can understand how, like, busted and strong tanks are. Why? Why are they getting 3 new items?
Returning and updated items include Rod of Ages and Spear of Shojin. And as usual, several other items have been updated, so you should definitely check out the patch notes to get the full details. Is that an infomercial? Hit the Rift running in season 20.
So far, I'm gonna be honest, the fucking Tamagotchis and Pokemons are the like most interesting part of this season so far.
3.
But wait, didn't they say there was a top? Oh, when they said top lane items, it was just gonna be tanks. There's this thing about pinging wards. You ping a ward when you see it being placed, it'll show where the ward is till it is expired. Like on the map? Or is that like for enemy wards? Vote for objectives might help some dumb teammates to actually follow up on your split pushing pressure and take Baron or Drake. See, that's what I'm saying though, is that like, yes, you can vote for the objective, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go in. Like, you can put the objective up. Say I'm split pushing, right? Say I'm halfway down the lane. I put up the objective. Is that a good time for me to put up the objective? Should I do it beforehand? And even when I do, there's no timer for it to happen. People could be like, oh, let me still go get red buff before I do Baron. Or, oh, let me push mid wave before I do that. Like, it still doesn't coordinate your team in any way. It's literally just a voting system that doesn't, like, affect the gameplay. And the way that League works is that one person could die and, like, the whole thing just, like, falls apart. That's too long of a communication thing, I feel, to be implemented. And again, it doesn't serve any other purpose. Because whether I show up or not, and I say yes or no, it doesn't affect the actual gameplay, and I'm just going to get flamed by everyone anyways. You know what I'm saying? It's on the map and for any enemy ward. So you see an enemy ward being placed, you ping it, and it'll stay pinged to the ward. That's actually really, really dope. That is actually a really good improvement. Again, for experienced players, that doesn't really affect them that much, but I feel like that is going to change the entire game in the sense that game vision is going to be much more crucial. So like placing pink wards are going to be even more important. That, I actually like that change. I'll still solo Nash no matter what. That's just because you're a Chad. I still have no idea what the fuck these things do. I don't think they explained it, but hey, Pokemon, right? Is there like a patch notes with any of this in it yet? Okay. I'm going to click a link. Ernest, I'm trusting you. What the fuck, bro? This is porn. Okay. Return Chemtech, Drake, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so when the Chemtech Drake is below half health, it gains 33% damage resistance. It deals 50% more damage. This Drake will deal 100% total AD plus 4% of target's health as physical damage with each attack. Okay, so like they actually just buffed the Drake for what though? Is he going to be like a little bit stronger than a normal Drake, but less or weaker than a Baron? Your team kills Chemtech Drake, they will gain a stacking buff that grants 5% tenacity, 5% healing, and shielding power. Chemtech Soul, upon receiving the Chemtech Soul, players will receive a buff that gives them 10% damage resistance and 10% more damage while below 50% health. Bro, that sounds so fucking good. Like, good in a bad way, though. Like, that sounds busted. Okay, so the Chemtech Rift, Stem Fruits, Honey Fruits will upgrade into Stem Fruits and provide the usual heal plus a bonus shield in addition. Blast Cone, you get the vision. Firelight Bloom, Scryer's Bloom will upgrade into Firefly's Bloom, which will reveal a small area around the plant, then broken into additional used cones. At least tagged will also gain movement speed towards that direction for a short duration, and enemy wards revealed will be taken to 1 health. Okay. Interesting. This is a lot of reading that I don't want to do. I'm assuming this is just the stuff we already saw. Camp mechanic changes marked for death. When a large monster dies, all small monsters in the camp will be marked for death after 10 consecutive seconds of not being in combat with the champion. Monsters that have been marked for death will die. Okay, so I'm assuming that's just for clearing and stealing. Own side clearing strength. Junglers now do 20% more damage from non-true damage sources to monsters on their own side. Interesting. That's an interesting mechanic. So there's going to be less verticals going on and less like stealing from the other enemy jungler. At least in the way of clearing your jungle, there would be less. Obviously, like you could still punish. Parting gifts. All the large monsters will now heal and restore mana upon takedowns if you have a jungle companion. This heal / mana restoration will take the form of a projectile that will be fired towards the champion that last hit the monster after 0.3 seconds. That's weird that it like shoots over. Okay. So wait, where do I get the camp companions? Is that like in this big wall of text? So where do I get my Pokemon though? That's what I'm looking for. There's the Pokemon. Ooh. Yo, he does look dope though. That does look dope. You can't keep a single raptor in the enemy jungle? No. So yeah, with the Mark of Death, it seems like once you take the big camp, after 10 seconds, everything just dies. Okay, that's too much reading. Companions will deal 20 damage and will attack at a rate of 1 attack per second. After their owner has stopped attacking, they will attack 2 more times and then stop. That's just a really weird like thing to throw in, but okay. Companions will heal their owner for 70% of the above number every time they attack. Damaging a camp from a distance will cause companions to leap attack for the camp. How do I get the fucking companion? Did they ever say this? Or do I just choose this in the lobby? Hello? Does somebody know the answer? It's an item? It's a smite. Oh, okay. Okay. I've been playing PBE all week, but I did not notice. That seems kind of shit, can't lie. Okay, so it's a smite item. So there's 3 different smite items now? Is there anything else other than the like companion? And do the companions just attack like monsters, or does it attack people too? You say only for jungle, but I'm not sure. You buy the item and it ticks down as you clear. At 20, then 0, it upgrades smite. Or the same thing as you buy right now, but takes inventory slot for longer. If I'm not mistaken. Do you remember the different smite gems? It's kind of like that. Okay, so it's like the smite gems. But yeah, do these, like, does this attack and everything and the mana regen, does that apply just for, like, attacking jungle camps? Smite damage increased 900 true damage against monsters. Smite is now castable on enemy champions, dealing 80 to 160 true damage and slowing the target. So wait, that's just universal then? So no matter what smite you have, the first evolution is going to have that? The jungle item will remain in your inventory. Companion will visually evolve. Smite's icon will upgrade. For the final evolution, smite damage will be increased to 1,000 monsters and do 50% of damage as AoE damage against nearby monsters. Players will become empowered and receive buffs depending on their chosen companion. Jungle item will be removed from the inventory and companion will visually evolve. Smite's icon. Okay, so I guess it doesn't change. You're still going to do the 80 to 160 and then the slow. And then these are, okay, the Pokemon. Moss Stopper, gain 75 health, shield after killing a monster camp after 10 seconds of combat. The shield will remain indefinitely. Players will gain 20% tenacity and slow resistance while the shield is present. Okay, so one's like tanky. The other one, accumulate ember stacks at a rate of 3 stacks. Your next instance of damage against an enemy champion will slow all enemies in 250 unit radius. And deal a burn. So it's like a Sunfire with a little bit of a slow. And the last one is movement speed. So for like assassins. Okay. Oh, let me see this bullshit with the fucking items. Become an unkillable monstrosity over the course of a fight. Yeah, that's fucking tanks now, Riot. Why didn't we learn our lesson? They're literally going to kill the game like Overwatch. Okay, passive Void Burn Resilience. For each second in champion combat, gain a stack granting 2 armor and MR. That's beautiful. Okay, up to 8 max. At max stacks, become empowered, instantly draining enemies around you for 3 seconds of your max health. And increasing your resistance by 10% until the end of combat. I mean, okay, guys, hear me out. I can't be the only one that feels this way. And for those of you who are in chat who will watch me that still like don't play League anymore, does it make sense to be like, oh, here's a damage item. It gives you some damage stats, maybe a little bit of health, maybe a little bit of cooldown, and your passive gives you a little bit more damage, right? Now, here's a tank item that gives you a fuck ton of health, a fuck ton of magic resist and armor, and it also does more damage than your damage item does. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And this is why we have, like, champions that build Sunfire that normally wouldn't build Sunfire, or other items that are, like, 10 times better. It makes no sense. And again, somebody who plays Fiora, who literally is the scum of League of Legends, when I do true damage to champions that have a ton of health, this person who's building this fucking item is going to just drain the shit of out of my health. Not to mention that a lot of tanks already have a very high amount of base stats. So a lot of them can already do a ton of damage. And then I know people say, oh, well, if they don't make tanks deal damage, then it's not going to be fun to play. But like at the same time, you're playing a fucking tank. You're choosing the fucking playstyle of a tank. You don't have to out-damage the damage dealer and also tank. It makes no sense. Okay, my rant is over until I read this next item and get triggered. More health, armor, magic resist, ability haste on top of that. Love that. Upon casting your ultimate, you transcend, increasing your max health, of course, by 10% for 9 seconds. While transcended, you and your allies gain 15 non-ultimate ability haste and heal for 1% of your max health every 3 seconds. Increase up to 100% based on the champion's missing health. Okay, I like the mechanic of like lowering everyone else's ability haste. I think that's a very interesting mechanic to add into the game. We haven't really seen anything do it like that. But at the same time, why the fuck are we giving it to a tank item and not like a support item or something? Why are we like loading these people? Unless I'm mistaken and this is like a tank / support item. Which if that's the case, that's fine. Except again, why are we giving so many fucking huge stats to something that's already sounds really strong? I have no idea. Because I can see this being on like a tank that like plays around their team, like team fights, right? Like an Ornn could probably go something like this, or like a Galio. 800 health regen, ability haste. Charge up a powerful attack against a champion over 3 seconds while within 700 range of them. Charge attack deals 125 plus 6% of your max health as bonus physical damage and grants you 10% of that amount as a permanent max health. 30-second cooldown. I mean, sure. I mean, I just give up at this point, man. That I just know that's going to outdamage everything. It's time to retire from top lane. I feel like it'll be unplayable with those no items. I feel like if you're going to play top lane, you just have to play a tank. That's honestly going to be it. It's going to be it's going to be a tank, or you're going to have to, again, like perma, like one trick a champion that has a much more skill expression that you're going to be able to just outplay the opponent. Like, again, Fiora would be a good champion for that, but it's just like you're putting yourself at a disadvantage by not just choosing all of this easier shit.